We're here at the incredible Mclaren Shadow Studio at the MTC, and I'm very lucky to be joined by Ben Daly, the ambassador, and of course Josh Edo. You're going to be racing for the team this year, having graduated. First of all, guys, what does it mean to you to have the studio here at the MTC?
To me, it means that McLaren Racing take esports very seriously and they see the benefits of it. It's great to have a home within the Mclaren Shadow Studio.
It's just a really cool place to hang out and make content. We've got the F1 rigs, we've got Rocket League going on in the background, gaming stuff, so it's a great place to just chill out.
Well, I think it's time for us to have a little go, isn't it?
Yeah.
Should we climb in?
Let's do it.
So, Ben, you don't have to be a pro racer like Josh or have a rig like this to drive the MCL36 this time, do you?
No, that's true. All you need is a PC or a mobile device to gain access to Roblox. Then you can jump in the world. It's an open world game, and it's very accessible for people of all skill levels. You can have access to the car. You can walk around the virtual MTC and then take part in a few challenges, and it's really, really cool.
It's amazing, isn't it? Because people on Roblox can drive the new car even before Lando and Daniel get to drive the MCL36, right?
I know, that's the crazy thing about it. The power of gaming these days. So, yeah, jump in, have a go, and you can make Lando and Daniel jealous. What's not to love?
Josh, I guess you guys are both McLaren racing fans. Are you excited to see the MCL36?
Yeah, I'm super excited to see it, and also to see how it compares to the new McLaren Shadow livery as well.
What can we expect from McLaren Shadow in 2022, Ben?
Well, more gaming, more content, basically what we're doing, to be honest, and hopefully we'll be able to get the esports guys in and train them up and be competitive again this year.
Right, guys, enough of playtime. Should we go see the new car?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Well, a fascinating insight there into that impressive esports programme, and plenty more to come from them throughout the year, no doubt. Now, we're getting very close to the big reveal of what the MCL36 look like alongside the IndyCar, Extreme E and Shadow teams from the McLaren racing family.
But before we do, I don't think any, especially these fans here, will forget the incredible moment from Monza. The team won to the first time in 11 years.
Come on. I mean, it was magnificent, wasn't it?
A great day for everyone at McLaren, of course, but this year will be an even bigger challenge. We've got new sporting regs, new technical regs. We're going to see what the new car looks like in a little bit. And it's going to create more exciting racing and even better sustainability, of course, with the new fuel. Great stuff. Well, shall we speak to the two drivers who are going to be driving that MCL36? Let's give it up then for Lando Norris and Daniel Ricciardo. Hello and welcome. So, how was the winter? Lando, great tan. And you, actually.
Thanks.
You've both been in sunny climes, haven't you? What have you been up to?
A bit of everything. Just enjoying some time away from here. As much as it's lovely to be back now. Yeah, away from the racetrack, you know, taking some time away with my friends and so on. Eating a bit of food and then getting back to training and making sure I'm ready for the season. A lot of golf.
Obviously a lot of golf.
That's the obvious one.
For you, going back to Oz, a bit like me, first time in 2 years, seeing the family, that must have been great. That's got to help your prep for 2022, isn't it?
Yes, it was, yeah, you can relate. Much overdue, much needed. And, yeah, I mean, getting home in general is nice, but obviously to spend it with family and see some friends and just do some, like, normal, simple things for a few weeks felt really good. Food for the soul. And Lando, coming into your 4th season with the team. A new contract. Come on, guys, new contract. That is good news. How good is that for your mindset going into the season?
It's, I think, probably the best way to start the season, really. A lot of confidence, you know, nice to see the faith the team have in myself, and then the same back the other way. So, really good, you know, to continue the journey we've been on so far. Of course, we wanted to keep making progress, and we know our goals, especially in like 24, 25, is to really try and reach the top. So, nice to be here till then and continue our journey we've been on together.
Great stuff. Well, Daniel, second year of McLaren. What's that going to do in terms of prep? You know the people, you know the way you're going to head into the season a bit better than before?
Yeah.
That's going to help, isn't it? A bit more than that?
Basically saying, come on, mate, pull your fingers out.
Come on, you won a race last year, so 2, 3?
Yeah, that would be nice.
Fine.
But it must feel different to this time last year?
Absolutely, it does. You know, it's don't get me wrong, it's obviously very exciting joining a new team, but it's also kind of overwhelming. There's a lot to do in such a short period of time. So I'm kind of glad that heavy lifting is done. And, you know, coming into this season now, it was kind of even like first day on the simulator. It was like just open the doors, walk in, and it's like, all right, guys, where are we at? Let's get into it. So from that point of view, I think it's just going to flow a lot easier this year. And I'm not saying things are going to come easy, but it'll be more efficient.
Well, it's your 12th year in Formula One. You've seen a few rule changes now, 14.
He doesn't look old enough. That's what you're supposed to say.
This guy's here just basically saying I'm 50 years old.
Oh, yeah, basically. But with, you know, the new cars and new rules coming in, do you think the experience of going through these rule changes in the past is going to help you to get used to the new cars here?
I hope so. Like, experience is, you know, it can't be bought, and I think throughout moments, you know, through the season, whether that's all at the beginning when we're trying to adapt to the new car or later, I think it will pay off at some point, and there will be little things I can take from experience. So, I think learning the new car, especially testing, is so important for us, and trying to just, there could be things that I've learned over the years which might just help me just be one step ahead in certain moments, occasions. So, yeah. I'll use the experience, but I'm still a young soul, so I'll keep that in me as well.
Well, talking of experience, Lando, to get those 4 podiums and your first pole position last year, you must be able to sort of leverage that and take that momentum into 2022. How excited are you to build on that?
I mean, I would like to. That's the aim, you know, is to start off the season how we did. I wouldn't say end the season because that wasn't so good, but how we were in the beginning of last year is how we want to kind of start this season. And I think many other areas have improved for sure. It's just we have to wait and see where we're gonna be. So we're working hard, but there's a lot of unknowns, so time will tell.
That's what's exciting though, right? For us lot, anyway. Maybe not for you so much.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, it's more stressful for them.
I guess.
But, I mean, Dan, surely with new rules, you know, is there one area that you think you need to focus on for driving the new car? And because they're different, aren't they? They're heavier, the downforce is produced in a different way. Is there an area you think you need to focus on?
I mean, with the new cars, I think it's going to be very much about kind of just being open-minded with, you know, I'm sure some things will be expected in terms of if we approach a corner like this, then the car's going to do that. But then other times it might not behave that way. So it's about trying to understand, okay, what do I need to do to get this car in a place where it's happy? So the long and short of it is just to drive, I think, at least in testing, with a very open mind and kind of do what you know, but be very experimental as well to see what the car likes. And then, I mean, for me, as the season goes on, or kind of looking at the season ahead, it's just to be consistently at a higher level than I was in 21. That'll help me out as well.
Great.
Lando, you were in the sim earlier this week. How's prep going? What do you think of driving the new car in the sim? And, you know, how different is it?
I mean, it is very different. It's obviously like, you know, we started driving it already last year. And we have the sim drivers as well who are always trying to develop it as well. But it's changing every time we go back in it, you know, because there's constant evolution, there's constant upgrades getting brought to the car. But it's getting better. Of course, it's like rough when you start because there's so many things to do to it. But it's nice to see the progress from where we were last year to where we are now, and then hopefully trying to continue that. But, you know, the simulator, what we have at the moment is just our best guess of what it's going to be like. And until we get actually in the car itself, we're not going to know what it's truly like. So it's a good start for sure, and we're working as hard as possible to make it better.
Okay, one of our audience members, Megan, would like to put a question to both of you. Megan, where are you? There she is. Great colour coordination, by the way, with the set. You look fantastic. Very good. And Megan's question is, which race are you both looking forward to most this season?
I'm going to be greedy and take a few. Firstly, Melbourne. The home race, and it's, not only because it's the home race, but, you know, there's track changes. The layout's going to be different, so just excited to also go to like a new Melbourne. And then I know he's probably going to say Miami, so that's one as well. I think we're both looking forward to.
Is that more about the after party though?
Well, time will tell. Yeah. Time will tell. But there's many, like with 23, there's a lot to pick and choose from, but I'll say those two for now. New additions.
I mean, she only wanted one, but thanks for being generous. Lando.
I think Silverstone's the obvious one for me. The British fans, to see all of them again. But the main ones I look forward to are the ones we've just not been to for the last few years. Of course, Miami being the new one, but going back to Japan, back to Singapore, they're just cool countries to go to and get to have a good experience at, and awesome tracks as well. So those are on my agenda.
Great stuff. Thanks, guys. Right, I think it's about time, don't you? Do you think it's about time? Yes, the moment we've all been waiting for, to see just what these 4 McLaren racing cars are going to look like as they go racing in 2022. And reveal the McLaren MCL36 live right here in the studio. Ladies and gentlemen, just so that you're aware, there will be flashing images. Let's unveil the cars. Okay, gentlemen, can I get your first reaction?
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I love it. Lovely colours, pops a lot more, I think, than last season. Stands out a lot.
El nuevo McLaren
Shame it's number 3, where you'll be seeing now,
MCL36.
because number 4 looks much better from this side. But apart from that, it looks great.
It does pop, though. I mean, there's no missing that on track, is there?
Yeah, it's vibrant. It's awesome. You know, I think, you know, when Formula One is a lot about performance, and that is like primary purpose, but what comes a close second is looking good. And I'm very pleased that before we've even hit the track, we look good. So we've ticked a big box.
Well, it's incredible to finally see it all built together, isn't it? Because you guys have seen it down in the race base, the mechanics putting all the bits and pieces together. It's quite special to see it complete here, isn't it?
I think it is, especially because, you know, this was meant to come out in, 2020 or something. So already seeing all the drawings and visions back then, and seeing how it's all come together to put this together, and seeing all the engineers and mechanics making the parts and coming from like single bolts and whatever to put it all together like this is pretty cool. So always a pleasure to be part of and to see.
And also great to see the other 3 cars behind us, the Arrow McLaren SP, MX and Shadow cars, all looking stunning. And a little nod to its green credentials there with the blue being a slightly different colour to your blue. Did you notice that?
It is.
Like that?
Well, I mean, the livery looks fantastic, doesn't it?
Beautiful.
Across all the
Absolutely
cars.
stunning.
There was Floro Papaya, the new colour.
There you go. Thank you very much.
Now, but yeah, it does look fantastic.
Okay. Thank you, chaps, for now. I think we should have another round of applause for the car, for the drivers, for everyone. It's absolutely gorgeous. Now, we know that the 2022 does bring with it a whole raft of changes to the regulations, which has led to the design of this incredible car that Lando and Daniel will be racing this season. And now that we've seen it in the flesh, let's go behind the scenes with Technical Director James Key, Operations Director Piers Thin, and Racing Director Andrea Stella to understand what it takes to design and build a car from scratch. So we sent Karun in to find a little bit more about it.
The 2022 Formula One rules represents the biggest change to the chassis regulations in 40 years. And therefore I thought it would be a good idea to find 3 of the technical minds here at McLaren to try and talk me through some of the challenges ahead. James, has there been any carryover at all from 2021 into the new car?
Not really. I mean, it is a blank sheet of paper, and I think there are sort of some smaller areas under the skin where things like sort of certain aspects of fuel system design or hydraulics design, that sort of thing, which can still package within the spaces we've got of a 22 car. But the vast majority of it is new. I think the only thing we've really been able to carry over is our knowledge of how to design a Formula One car, and the methodologies and the sort of the beliefs and what makes a quick car and what doesn't.
It's always complex in a winter build, and the culmination of the regulations and the quantity all coming together has made it a pretty tough winter. But the guys and girls across the factory have risen to the challenge.
Let's talk about the process of conceptualizing and designing the 2022 cars, because obviously very different to recent years.
You've got to, from a conceptual point of view, try and meld all of the current knowledge and expertise you have into something which allows you to, for example, join these new tyre characteristics to your aero characteristics, to your suspension characteristics. And a lot of it was theoretical and, I suppose, very conceptual for a long time whilst we tried to do all that work. This is my 25th season now, I think, and I haven't seen something of this magnitude. You know, it's always been variations on a theme.
Do you approach the race weekends together with race engineers differently in terms of the run plan and the program for the weekend?
The timetable this year will actually offer a bit more time to rest, thanks to extended curfew time. I think the significant change came last year with the duration of free practice from 90 to 60 minutes. That had a big impact. The session is very tight. You need to be absolutely sharp. We as a team at Mclaren, we are in a long-term journey. And for us, it's important that we see progress and we make step forwards year after year. So coming to this year specifically, I'm very encouraged with the level of and the quality of design and simulation that I've seen. But now we are ready to make the next step, which is correlation. We have made large investments in terms of a new wind tunnel, in terms of a new simulator.
We've now gone back to ground effects for the first time since 1982. Do you see that being the real big differentiator between the teams and the path of development?
I think it's the enablers to get the floor to really tug hard with the ground effect. So it will be visible things. You know, front wing is very restricted, but there's subtleties in there which can be changed and developed, etc. It will be an aero race as always.
So last year we had 3 days of testing. This year we have 6. So already looks like it's much more. But in reality, with a new project and 2 drivers, testing is going to be tight and it will look very short. So we'll have to be very efficient, sharp, well organized, and we'll need reliability such that we don't lose running time.
How much of a challenge has it been to, design and build this year's car, while of course the MCL35 was racing competitively last year?
So that's always a trade that you have to make. Switching your resources at the right time is a key one to make, and we were assessing that race by race through last year.
Do you still have a few butterflies before the car first runs on track?
Always, but that's part of the fun of getting out of a winter build and into the season starting. But I think it's fantastic for everyone back in the factory and also our fans and partners to make sure that we roll out in good order, and really looking forward to it.
Karun, I really enjoyed that. It is absolutely fascinating to see how a Formula One car can just come to life from those initial concept drawings to what we see here in front of us. Brilliant stuff. And obviously a monumental team effort to bring all this together.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, also, Andrea Stella's accent. Fantastic. I could listen to that man all day long. As can Lando. I think he's a massive fan. But I think this is as good a moment as any to introduce the people spearheading this team. Let's bring on McLaren Racing CEO Zak Brown and the Formula One team's team principal Andrea Seidel.
Hello, how are you? Great to see you. So, as we've heard, so much work has gone into this. How would you sum up the winter period?
Well, it was definitely a very intense winter. There were many extra hours required from everyone in order to get to this place today and be able to present the car. So, yeah, I can't thank enough, really, every single member of the team for all this commitment and hard work. I can't thank enough also Piers, James and Andrea for leading all that. And, yeah, simply proud to be in a position today on behalf of the team to stand next to this car and see it in one piece.
Well, you've still got all your hair, so that's a good start.
But it's an exciting challenge, isn't it? Having a regulation change like this. Do you feel the team are ready to head to first Barcelona and then Bahrain, of course?
Yeah, I definitely feel that the team is ready. I mean, we had a great season last year. We learned a lot again. We're going into our second year now also with the Mercedes Power Unit, which is a benefit. We have consistency and continuity also with our driver lineup with Daniel and Lando, which will be important as well. So we could really focus on trying to explore really the maximum out of these new regulations. And I have to say I'm very happy how the team was approaching that challenge. I guess we made another step forward in terms of how we all work together between the different departments as well. Lando and Daniel put in a lot of energy as well in the last weeks in order to get ready. So I think we're ready. I'm looking forward to actually hit the track soon.
Okay, so what does it mean in terms of performance? What are your expectations? That's what everyone here wants to know.
Well, the most important thing is, I guess, to simply keep this positive momentum up that we have created in the last years. We have ambitious targets at McLaren. We all want to be part of the generation at McLaren to get back into a position where we regularly can fight for race wins and also championships. At the same time, we have a realistic view on where we are on this journey. We still need more time to further grow as a team. We need more time as well in order to complete all our big infrastructure projects, mainly the wind tunnel. But still, we go into this season ambitious and hungry, and we will try again to further close the gap to the teams that have been running in front of us last year, and hopefully we manage to again collect more trophies than last year.
Do you know he's hungry a lot of the time now? He's on a whole intermittent fasting thing.
Right,
yeah.
That's actually true. Yeah. I should have told you.
He gave me a whole thing about it.
Are you going to
lost weight. Yeah. That sounds quite hard.
I wanted to give you a hint, but...
Yeah, but you were, you know, when you said you were grumpy in the morning, that sort of put me off it a bit.
I think it's breakfast.
Before we let you go, Andreas, there's a question here from Matt Abraham, one of the fans who is here in the audience. There he is, over there. And he's I'm going to have to read this out. It's quite a long question, but it's a good one. How do you keep up team morale and a winning attitude while also managing expectations, being realistic where you guys are at, and also your long-term plan to be competitive in a couple of years?
And fasting. Got to factor in the fasting to that. How do you keep that up?
I think it's simply always important to be straight and transparent with the team on where you are. Setting clear targets as well. I think is also important, being part of this great sport, to create, let's say, a spirit and a culture within the team that everyone feels valued and feels being part of a sports team and is aware of how important his or her individual contribution every day is for the overall performance of the team or the car. And then I guess if you have that culture, you have also this morale that you need in order to go the extra mile every day. And if you then have also two very positive drivers like Lando and Daniel, I think it's a big help as well. If you then have from time to time some great results as well to celebrate, I guess that's what is required in order to have this morale within the team that you need.
There you go, Matt. Happy with that? Thanks.
Got a thumbs up over there. Right, Zach, to you now. What are your first impressions of this car and indeed the whole McLaren racing family behind you?
I think it looks spectacular. I can't wait to see it on the racetrack. All the men and women at McLaren have worked so hard to put this together and our entire racing portfolio. I think it's pretty exciting to announce 4 cars at once. We had our first win in almost 10 years with Daniel, our first pole in a decade with Lando, a couple wins in IndyCar. No doubt Tanner and Emma are going to have a strong season this year. So to see it all come together, it's great for our fans. It's great for our people. Great partners, over a dozen new partners joining us last year. And then, of course, you know, sustainability is critically important to us, and gender equality, one of the big reasons why we entered Extreme E. So I think very exciting times ahead for us.
Absolutely.
I mean, as you said, it's an exciting time, but there's also a lot to do, Zach, though, isn't it? I mean, you've got 4 championships here. You're entering a new one at Extreme E. You've taken over a majority stake in the IndyCar team. Obviously, F1 is developing. How are you managing your time with all of this? Because there's sounds like an awful lot to do for one person.
You have great people around you. You know, and Andreas leading the Formula One team and his team have done a fantastic job. If you look at the journey that we've been on, you have great racing drivers. and great leadership team. So I think the success when you have a big organization like this and multiple racing series, it's all about surrounding yourself with great people. And I find myself very fortunate to be working with the Andreases and the Lauras and the Daniels and the Tims and everyone that makes up the leadership team that runs McLaren Racing.
And delegate, that's the key, isn't it? Just keep
do as little as possible, let them do all the work.
Then take the glory, right? You mentioned the partners before, and just looking at the car, there's some great names on there. Tell us what the winter was like from a commercial perspective.
It's always very busy. You know, people tend to think when we're not racing, that's kind of downtime, when in reality is we've just got different cycles to what we do. And in the winter, it's all about working to kind of get this beautiful livery on all these different racing cars and developing plans with our partners and closing deals and renewing partners, which we renewed about 10 this year. And so doing a lot of work. WebEx did a huge TV campaign with us. So we stay very busy over the winter, but I think now it's time to go racing.
Absolutely.
Well, we got another fan question for you from Leo Palmer. Leo, where are you? He's down there. Leo's question is really about how you organizationally, how do you stoke a culture across the 4 different teams to feel a part, like they're a part of a wider family of McLaren, really?
Well, as Andreas said, it's all about the people. We're a bunch of racers in McLaren Racing, so it's more like they keep me motivated, and we keep each other motivated. It's a highly tuned sports culture inside McLaren Racing. So everyone loves what we do. Everyone wants to win, and I think now that we're starting to have some success, the momentum's just building.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Zach. Right, should we welcome the drivers back onto the stage, please? Lando and Daniel. And we've got time for another audience question from Anne Chubb. Where are you, Anne? There you are. Hi, Anne. And Anne asks, which one of you will get the most overtakes this year? I figure I kind of know either both of you are going to say.
Hopefully not me.
Oh, because you'll be further back?
If you get more overtakes, yeah.
That's true. Okay.
You thought we were going to say something else.
Yeah, but maybe with the sprint races? No, okay.
No, the more overtaking...
You just want to be on pole and then deliver the win, right?
Perfect.
Yeah, good.
But winning from the back would be cool.
Oh, yeah, well, that's true. That's true. You get more glory if you win from the back.
So if I could take both, I'll take both. Overtake and wins.
You absolutely can. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Zach, Andreas, Daniel and Lando. Wonderful to hear from you all as ever, and all the very best for the season. And to look at these stunning liveries is a real treat. So thank you to everyone at McLaren for tonight. It's been great. And thank you all to you guys, the fans, the McLaren fans and everybody watching at home all around the world. It's great to have your company. Guys, come on, let's just have another cheer and let's get into the spirit of this. It's been great, hasn't it?
Now that we've seen these incredible cars behind us, but mainly the MCL36 here in the studio, everyone at home has actually got a chance to drive the MCL36 in a virtual world.
Does that include me?
Well, yes, and your children and everyone else.
Amazing.
Even before Lando and Daniel get to have a go, because they can use... Well, here we go. We can see it here. They can actually take a closer look at the car. You can have your picture taken in the virtual MTC. All of this on Roblox. Dan, you haven't had a shave in that virtual one, have you? But yeah, you can go onto Roblox and, yes, walk around the MTC and drive the car, even before these guys do.
And you can find out more about that on McLaren.com, on our website. Okay, a big thank you to our wonderful audience. One more cheer for the audience! All of you for tuning in. We look forward to bringing you live coverage on Sky Sports F1 throughout the season, not just the Formula 1, but of course the IndyCar season. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye, and we'll see you at testing very soon. Bye.